It is global research product at William O'Neill and Company. He's joining us now. Dean, good to have you with us here. Thank you very much. I mean, you closely watch charts, so let me put some technical data point to you. The mid-cap and the small-cap index is basically what is rallying and giving us this feeling of exuberance here in India. The relative strength index for both the mid-cap and the small-cap indices are now at about 86 and 84 respectively. It's a simple technical indicator used to gauge whether markets are overbought, and they seem to be. How should one read this, Dean?
Yeah, I mean, we've noticed basically in India, the small caps, micro caps, they have been, the lion's share of relative strength performance. It's interesting that the larger cap stocks in India has lower relative strength. But what I would say is, from a technical perspective, relative strength is certainly one indicator that we do pay attention to. But I would say, the other things that we ought to pay attention to is, are they setting up in an early stage base? Are they breaking out or are they breaking down? So I would use those types of indicators to better gauge whether, in terms of your investment decision. And so I am noticing many names that are sort of extended in India. They're they did break out from late stage basis. And those are the ones that, we ought to be trimming and then looking for the ones that are breaking out from early stage basis. But relative strength is definitely an important signal, but I would also pay attention to others.
All right. Dean, hi, good morning. Appreciate your time here on CNBC TV18. In terms of individual stocks or sectors, the sector that has rallied the most this year has been autos. And now lately, in the last couple of weeks, we've seen a resumption of the metals stocks as well. Where do your preferences lie technically for the next couple of months?
Yeah, we're noticing definitely, cap equipment names. They have been doing very well, but, we are seeing a lot of names in that front. And then I would say, consumer finance companies, they have been doing quite well. And just recently, a couple of tech names are starting to come up. For example, Route Mobile, that's breaking out from an early stage base, as well as Tata Communication. So that's something new that I've noticed in the last couple of weeks. So, the good thing about the Indian market is the breadth is quite strong, and there's always going to be opportunities. But, within cap equipment, I would say, Bharat Electronics, Crystal, PNC Infratech, names like that. And then, consumer cyclical, you got two investments, Tata Consumer Products, Astro, those types of names. And then in financial, yeah, it's interesting. The money center banks in India is sort of fading at the moment, still consolidating. So I wouldn't be that concerned. Just waiting for the right time to jump into those names. But we haven't seen any kind of major breakouts yet. I think IndusInd Bank is setting up quite well on the bank side, but you also have Axis Bank, as well as consumer finance companies like Angel One, perhaps. That's more of an investment manager, but then I think you also have other real estate related companies as well.
Okay, Dean, so you're seeing lots of, individual action in stocks. But let me ask you about the headline indices here in India as well, whether it is the Nifty or the Bank Nifty. We are very close to that all-time high mark on the Nifty itself. Do you see a big breakout at the headline index level, or do you see more of this ranging action to continue? And, do any of the key indices make a good bet for you at this point?
Yeah, I look at the Sensex and it's been holding up quite well. It's above key moving averages. Really, the next resistance level is going to be the last December high. On the Sensex, it's 63,583, somewhere along that line. But as long as we continue to see the index sort of finding support at the short-term moving averages, I think it has a good chance to, break above that resistance level. So, the reason why I say that is on a global basis, we are seeing strength. For example, in Asia, Hong Kong was just upgraded to uptrend. and China is, sort of testing the 200-day moving average. This is on the back of the central bank lowering their key midterm lending rates. So on a global basis, we are seeing strength. Now in the U.S., we may see a bit of a pullback. The market's done quite well, despite last week, the Fed signaling 2 more rate hikes. I was pleasantly surprised with the action Thursday and Friday. Friday, we had a bit of a pullback. But the message here is, the U.S. markets look sort of short-term extended, and we could see a breather. But, as long as the markets find support at the short-term moving averages, we would consider that to be healthy. So in that kind of context, I think India has a chance to break above the next resistance level.
All right. Well, on that optimistic note, we will let you go. Thanks a lot, Dean Kim, for joining in. 63,583, you said, was the next resistance on the Sensex. We're not too far away from that.